So Oblivion Remastered is here, and even after all of these years, it's a game that rewards knowledge. Its systems are deep, quirky, and sometimes downright unfair if you're unprepared. So today I'm going to be breaking down 10 tips that I wish I knew earlier, things that would have saved me hours of frustration, boosted my character's power, and generally made the game way more fun. So whether you're stepping into Cyrodiil for the very first time, or returning after a number of years away, this is your guide to thriving in Oblivion, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get stuck in. Number 1. Somewhere to store your things early in the game. Now, you probably know by now Bethesda games involve a lot of looting, and it's incredibly easy to become over-encumbered very early in the game, and that is especially true in Oblivion. You'll probably find yourself picking up weapons, apparel, potions, and God knows what else from enemies you've killed or chests that you've looted along your way, and being over-encumbered is a right pain in the backside, but there is good news. Really early on in the game, you can get yourself a permanent bed and storage facility for absolutely no cost whatsoever. All you have to do is head to Ayleswell, which is located here, just north of the Imperial City, and you have to complete a really simple quest which involves lifting an invisibility spell on the owners of the Ayleswell Inn. And once you've completed that, you've got yourself a free bed and free storage instantly at absolutely no cost to you whatsoever. So you can do this super early on to avoid becoming over-encumbered constantly, which prevents you from moving fast or picking up new weapons, armor, spells, and whatever else. Number 2, don't auto-level your skills too fast. The reason being, Oblivion's leveling system is unique. So the game doesn't just scale your enemies with your level, it expects you to scale smartly as well. So if you level up recklessly by using your major skills without planning, you may find yourself in a world of pain. Say for example you pick acrobatics, blade and athletics as majors, sounds kind of fun, right? But as you jump and swing your way through dungeons, your level increases without your strength or endurance keeping up with it. And suddenly, you're going to find bandits wearing glass armor and you're still using an iron sword. So leveling up wrong, or at least leveling up without thinking properly, can almost ruin the game for you, whilst enemies are leveling with you. So make sure you do it right. I'm not going to tell you which ones to do exactly because that depends on your playstyle, but what I will suggest is to prioritize leveling skills you won't use too often. Why? Because if you prioritize skills that you won't use too often, it minimizes leveling while still improving your core combat skills. So this will allow you to level at your own pace and avoid being overwhelmed by overly strong enemies. One final thing I also do is I also level slow by sleeping less, which allows me to keep my equipment up to date as well. Speaking of leveling up, at number 3, let's talk about your minor skills now. You want to be training these constantly, especially early on in the game. Like, do you want to get better without the game world leveling against you? Of course not. So do things like make potions, more on that in a minute, run everywhere, jump over things, sneak through cities, and so on and so forth. None of these will push your character level up unless they are major skills, so it lets you stockpile, well, it can do stockpile things like gold, potions, gear, and level up on your terms. It's almost like putting a game on easy mode without actually changing any settings. At number 4, let's talk about guilds. So in my first ever Oblivion playthrough many years ago, I never really took advantage of guilds, and the one thing I'd wish I'd done sooner was join them. All of them. Yes, really folks, join all of them, even if you're not role-playing so much, because the rewards are too big to ignore, I think. For example, the Mages Guild quest is going to give you access to spellmaking and the Arcane University. The Fighters Guild quests will give you free gear and gold. The Thieves Guild is your go-to for stolen items. And finally, don't sleep on the Dark Brotherhood Guild either, because their quests are some of the best written in the entire game, so you'll get killer gear and a powerful storyline. However, the order you do them in can matter, because it is a case of good versus evil. Again, I won't tell you which order to do them in, because that's entirely up to you. But for me, I do the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild quests first, followed by the Arena, more on that in a second. Then I go for the Thieves Guild, and finally I do the Dark Brotherhood because, well, you have to kill someone. Basically do the positive quests first, followed by the negative ones after that, aka you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. But you choose an order you prefer. Don't do exactly what I do just because I said so, but just make sure you actually do all of them because they're great and you get excellent rewards from them. Number 5, complete the arena quests early. The reason for this is it offers you a good source of gold and it helps you to level up your combat skills efficiently, making your character stronger overall for the rest of the quests in the game. Now remember what I said about Oblivion's leveling system being rather unique? Well, doing the arena quests can certainly help you when it comes to that. And on top of the leveling and gold, you will also get some good and more importantly free rewards, and it can be used as a safe training environment for you to practice combat without ever worrying about random encounters or consequences from them. Overall, it gives your character a solid base for building them up and earning money early, because the money you get from the arena quests doesn't scale with your level, so the earlier the better really. Number 6 is Alchemy, and it can be great early on because you can make all sorts of potions right from level 1, so including things like restore potions, intelligence potions, poisons, and whatever else you want based on the ingredients you've got. All you will require is a pestle and mortar to do this, and you can find this in the tutorial sewers, but not to worry if you've missed out on that, because you can just grab basic equipment from any mage's guild once you've joined up, including gathering food and whatever else from the mage's guild pantry, and you can just play around with it. From there on out, like pick every plant you see, hell, steal some food from inns if you want to, then mix anything that shares an effect together, and then you can see the results. By the time you've hit, say, level 5, you could have thousands of gold and dozens of potions, all totally legit. At number 7, how would you like to get your hands on a totally free enchanted helmet that allows you to breathe underwater, see in the dark, and detect life within 20-foot radius? Well, this tip is going to show you exactly how to grab the Fin Gleam helmet to achieve exactly that. And it really is pretty simple to find, but may take you 1 or 2 attempts to get because it's reasonably deep underwater, and sometimes you can't quite see it and you'll die before reaching the surface again. Now, what you want to do to get this is you want to come to this small island off the map, which is just off the coast west of Anvil. You want to be stood around about the top of the island, so roughly where I am in the video. Then you need to dive into the water exactly where I am doing now. If you then swim down, you should spot a skeleton between 2 rocks, and that skeleton will be wearing the Fin Gleam helmet, which you can loot for free. Simples. One final note, I would recommend making a quick save point just before diving into the ocean in case you end up not finding the helmet first time and dying. And also, actually, final point, don't wear this helmet during the day, because you won't be able to see feck all, but during the night it is spot on. Number 8, delay the main quest. So first time I ever played Oblivion, I just powered through the main quest while ignoring most of the other stuff. Granted, I was young and dumb back then, and now I'm just dumb. I joke, but it's a Bethesda game at the end of the day. The best thing about Bethesda games are exploring and finding all sorts of weird and wonderful things going on your adventures. And specifically to Oblivion, the Oblivion gates don't really start spawning loads until you're well into the main quest, so take your time, level up, get rich, enhance your gear, and explore every city before triggering the gates. One thing I would suggest, however, is getting through the main quests far enough to get yourself a free horse. But from then on out, I would say go explore the world of Cyrodiil. You will not be disappointed. At number 9, if you're new to Oblivion, you may be wondering why your equipment is constantly breaking after just a number of small fights. It can be a bit of a ball ache. Now, all equipment in Oblivion has a health value, and the higher the quality, the higher the health, but my tip here is just carry around, say, at least 10 repair hammers at any given time, because as you progress through the game and come up with stronger enemies, your equipment will become damaged quite a lot. And these repair hammers will, well, repair your stuff. Now, the reason you should carry at least 10 of these is because each repair attempt has a chance to break the hammer, but a little side tip would be your armor skill affects how much damage you can repair and how often the hammer breaks, so leveling up your armor skill along the way will also make your gear last longer. Specifically for the early game, I'd say carry at least 10 repair hammers at all times. And the final tip I wish I'd known earlier, all of those years ago, and is one I've actually stuck by with Bethesda games ever since, is saving regularly, and perhaps more importantly, saving in multiple slots. Why? Because Bethesda games occasionally have bugs that can halt progress, including quest-breaking bugs, so having multiple saves and recent saves should mean you avoid losing all that progress. Now, another tip specifically to Oblivion is make a save point just before leaving the tutorial sewers for the very first time, because This will actually allow you to go all the way back there and totally change up your character if you wish, so you can complete the game yet again with a totally different playstyle and a totally different build. Well, there you have it, folks. There are 10 tips I wish I had known earlier on when playing Oblivion. I hope you enjoyed this video, and more importantly, I hope you found it useful, and if you did, please consider dropping a like and subscribe for more Elder Scrolls content. And let me know in the comments, what's your number one Oblivion tip from this video? And secondly, do you have any tips that you wish you had known earlier that weren't included in this video? If so, leave a comment below. And as always, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you in my next one.